The records are now open. Welcome everyone to your weekly episode of Akashic Answers with Emily, where today we are going to explore how the Akashic Records can remove the biggest obstacles standing in the way of your vision, of your dreams, of the service-driven, inspired reason that you are here on the planet, whether you know what your mission is or not. I am excited to spend this time with you. When you get here, please say hello. Let us know where you are from. I like to invite you to begin to envision all of the different lights showing up where we are all located around the planet. It really helps to embody the vision of how much light is spreading. I am in the high Sierras. While you guys are sharing and saying hello, I'm going to invite some more friends to join us here today. The powerful energies that are coming in from the eclipse season that we have experienced recently over the summer. Many of you guys had incredible transition like I did personally, had the opportunity to stand in your power, to understand yourself more dynamically, to peel away more layers of what is harnessing you, what is holding you back. The energies that are coming in now post-eclipse season with the moons that we've had are really inviting us to transform, to embody, to stop with all the darn healing. Already I know that we're still catching up. There's still a lot of healing to do, but we have moved through a huge cycle in the evolutionary expansion that's happening right now as we're moving through this age of Aquarius, this age of enlightenment, this age of awakening. My makeup artist just got a little heavy-handed on the cheeks today. So I want to share with you guys how the records have helped me very, very dynamically to move things, move obstacles out of the way so we can begin to embody our magic in a more dynamic level. I'm still trying to work my technology while I'm talking with you guys to share this out. I'll invite you to please share this with your friends, with your tribe, because, oh hell, why can't I do two things at once? Okay, there's the page. Come on, girl. You got this. You got this. Yeah, I know I'm live, Facebook. I wanted to share that with a couple people. There we go. All right. I'm going to get this. Invite some friends to join us. Oh, Facebook. Come on. Hey, all right. I'm done. I'm done messing. It's not working. It's not working. All right. Yeah, it can't be posted. I see that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be damn patient right on air live. All right. This is, no, I'm not that mad at technology. I know that exactly who is meant to be here will be here for this special sacred classroom, this vessel that we are opening right now here together. So before we begin, I really want to thank you guys for coming and opening this sacred space. As each one of us commit to and take responsibility for individually transforming ourselves, our lives, how we're showing up in the moments where we're triggered, we are shifting the planet. We are playing a part in the evolutionary spectrum that's going on in the galaxy. And that's just by showing up. So thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your dreams, your journey. Thank you for caring about getting the stuff out of the way that needs to get out of the way for you. And like I said, we're moving into a time right now where we're being invited to embody our magic. Okay, get over the old karmic timelines, get over the places where you have hindered yourself, and step into your most divine magnificence. There is no holding back anymore. However, I do want to acknowledge that there are still areas of our life where we are in crisis. There are still areas of our life where we are experiencing obstacles, where we have not engaged in complete freedom. Now, whether that has to do with your time, lots of you guys have. Let's just acknowledge freedom of time right now, here today, right now in this moment. Because I could be out doing something else, but I love being here every Wednesday. You could be going out doing something else. You could continue to scroll through Facebook. You could stop watching this broadcast, but you're here and you've made a choice to take ownership of your time and how you're showing up. It's good for you. All right? Maybe you don't have that level of freedom of your time in every aspect of your life at this point, but acknowledging that you are creating a template right now in this moment by showing up in sacred ceremony, what does that mean? That means that you are pairing your intention to create more time with a divinely inspired action, meaning you're purposely showing up to create that in your life. These kind of little steps, little creations that we can carve out for ourselves, bringing our awareness to how we're showing up, can give us big impact, big movement. So if time is something that you're struggling with, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you chose to be here, to be present in this moment. If finances are something that you don't have freedom of yet, I don't have complete freedom of my finances yet. I'll let you know that. I'm working on it. My finance, since being an adult, like a working adult, and having being responsible for my own income, my finances have always been in an accordion. They're like, I can make big expansions, but holding them can be hard for me sometimes, and I shrink back down. But then I remembered, did I do that as a kid? I started thinking back what my saving and spending habits were as a kid. We're going to dive in more of what yours are, the areas where you get blocked today. But if you don't have full freedom in your finances yet, we're being asked to make the shifts and changes to embody that, because that is available here on the planet. Hello. There are plenty of resources around. No one should truly be in a state of anything other than abundance and prosperity. That has to do with your health as well. If you do not have the freedom of a healthy body to move you around this planet, to move you from place to place, so that you can be and interact where you want to be, we want to get that out of your way. We want to embody that more dynamically today. Okay? Freedom in relationships. This can be a really, really big one. I'll share with you guys and do this with the heart of inviting you to feel safe and vulnerable here, because that's where the most dynamic transformation happens. But relationships oftentimes can begin to imprison us. Sometimes we know damn well we imprisoned by a relationship. We're like, how do I get out of this? Sometimes we don't necessarily recognize it on the surface. I experienced this recently with Nick. Nick was my partner here for many years, creating the Akashic Academy. And the cycle, the nature of that relationship and how we were serving each other completed its cycle. And I didn't realize how much freedom I was not standing in at the end of that relationship. I didn't realize it until the cycle had completed and we had lovingly moved on in our own directions. And in the past 6 weeks, the restructuring here at the Academy, the growth personally within me, the projects that I've shifted and dove into, inspiredly creating and birthing, surprised even me. I was pretty happy with my boy Nick. We'd gotten into a good routine, a good rhythm, but we'd gotten into a rhythm and a routine that had lived its purpose. And what happens when you stay in a space of alignment and you stay in a space of trust and you have the perspective that we're going to dive into, I promise you, here today inside of Akashic Answers with Emily, when you have that level of connection and perspective and you can see the bigger picture, you know that when you're making these big transitional steps, which the energies are bringing us wormholes, I'm calling them, opportunities to make quantum growth, to compress like 20 years of growth into 1 year. But you must be willing and committed to allow what needs to crumble, and those timelines will begin to collapse very quickly. That's what I'm experiencing. And I can tell you it's fun and I dig it. So here's what we're going to do today. I like to keep it fresh. I like to surround myself with really high level coaches and mentors. And one of them that I really love working with, Miss Robin McClendon, is always encouraging me to keep it fresh, keep it fresh. So here are the rules we're going to play by today on Akashic Answers with Emily. We're going to focus on removing the biggest obstacles that are standing in your way of your hugest, biggest dreams. First of all, I want you to pull up what your biggest dream is. We're going to expand that biggest dream first because we need some expansion energy up in here. Because I promise you, your biggest dreams aren't even big enough yet. Okay? So pull up that energy within your body, your mind, your emotions. Get the energetic signature, that frequency, that excitement. Your wildest dreams. And I want you to see what you can do to expand that. Dream bigger. Challenge yourself to dream bigger. Challenge yourself just to hold the energy. If it's hard enough for you to create the imaginative experience within your body, just focus on being able to cultivate that feeling of joy and excitement within your body and be comfortable holding it. Many of us get really scared even holding that energy. So bring it up. I'm going to use my triangle again here. Expand it for all of us, okay? So allowing the sound, setting the intention that the sound will sacredly expand. Whoa, sorry about that. Expanding that energy of your biggest dreams. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some rapid fire, as many as we can, readings for you guys. Here's how I want you to play along. Okay? I want you to share the area where you are feeling the biggest obstacle in your life. Okay? And I'm going to tune into your records and I'm going to give you the directive that Spirit brings through for me on where to look, where you took on that subconscious belief that is not serving you, that is ready to get out of here. And chances are you're going to receive a directive that may not make 100% sense to you at first. I'm going to invite you to please receive this. Please sit with it. Because the reason you haven't moved the obstacle out of your life yet is because you haven't found where to look to move it. And sometimes these subconscious patterns can weave themselves in very strange places. Okay? So in trust and faith that Spirit is going to bring in the areas right where you guys need to look today, even if it feels so weird. I honor that. This is how the energy works. All right, so we're going to dive in here. And I'm going to start with the first one that I see, which is Ashley Conklin Nugent. Love. Okay. Instantly what comes up, Ashley, is your father. And growing up, there were subconscious beliefs and programs that you took on about what love looks like. And there's a part of you that is resistant to that and hasn't forgiven your father fully. And I do feel like the Spirit's bringing my awareness to that you've done some work on this, but you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. Anytime forgiveness comes up for anybody here today, please, Ho'oponopono. That is like a magic spell. I don't want to take a lot of time explaining that one, but Spirit is just saying for anyone who's working through forgiveness today, Ho'oponopono. We'll get you there. Okay? Ashley, sending you energy and love. Thank you for being vulnerable here in this space. Bobby Joe, confidence. Okay. Ooh, yours is coming up really small. It's almost like I see you 2 years old and in diapers. And going through the phase of your life where when we're 2 years old, when we're going through that developmental phase, there's a curiosity part of our brain and part of our our neuroscience that is growing and expanding. And what happens is we get really curious and we start opening drawers and we start playing with remotes and we start pushing buttons and we start putting our fingers places where they might not need to be. You want to know just what flashed through my head when my cousin was an itty bitty thing. This was probably 30, maybe, probably even more years ago now. She's a little bitty baby. We had a Cocker Spaniel. Cocker Spaniels can be known for being temperamental and especially around children. And little Haley comes walking up to Tyler with her finger like this as he's bent over. I won't even go into the rest, but fingers where they're not supposed to be. And what happens? You're like, no! During that phase of our life, we get told no almost a million times. And there is a lot of neural programming that gets formed during that phase of our life. Okay? I don't necessarily remember being 2 and being pissed when my parents told me no, but I never took no very well my whole life. So I can imagine that I was pretty frustrated about being told no often as a child. Anybody who's experienced being frustrated at being told no by your parents, create that space, just begin moving it. Because as soon as I began my journey as a parent, I eased up on myself a little bit, because there's a new normal that has to take over, man. I remember Jack, first baby, brought him home from the hospital, and running in, making sure he's still breathing, getting your head in that bassinet, you're listening, making sure you can see the breath. I was so nervous. I thought, how am I ever going to relax and be comfortable again? Because I'm so nervous that this child's going to stop breathing at some point. So as parents, we can allow our fear, and this programming becomes ingrained generationally. Okay? All right, so sending you love, Bobby Joe. Thank you so much for asking that. Okay. Wenshi Iren. Okay, health for you. Okay, so for you, there was a heartbreak that they're showing me in your mid-ish 20s, maybe early to mid-20s, that there's still a lot of grief around, and there's still a lot of it almost feels like unreleased guilt around that. Okay? Just doing some clearing work on that for you. Wench. Again, Ho'oponopono, Wench, you can use that, you can use that as well for moving and shifting the energy around that heartbreak. So just basically what you do is acknowledge that moment, okay? And then Ho'oponopono, I invite you guys to Google it so that you can learn how to use that more dynamically. And after this broadcast, I will go back in and post a video link to YouTube that I like to use that will teach you a little bit more how this works. I'm a modality mixer. The records really gives me the opportunity to put pieces of different modalities together, and I found that Ho'oponopono with tapping, and not necessarily the traditional EFT tapping. Okay, so traditional EFT tapping looks like this. You've got certain points. You've got karate chop points. You've got statements that you make as you're going along. You've got certain places that you tap. Awesome if you want to do it that way. I also invite you to explore the Taoist Chinese philosophy of where which organs store which emotions. Because what happens is we store data, we store memory in our organs. And tapping can help bring that to the surface and release it. So when you are tapping and speaking the Ho'oponopono prayer, I find that can move a lot of energy for you. All right, Wenchi, thank you for being vulnerable and allowing us all to share and grow and expand with you in this space. All right, Venny, health. You have a health question coming up too. Let's see where. Okay, yours, this is interesting. They went bam, bam for you. So first they jumped to a moment in your 30s, when you were in your 30s. I'm not exactly sure what they're bringing the awareness to or attention to there, but they didn't stay there a long time. They jumped after that to a relationship with children. So I don't know if you have children, but they were bringing into my awareness the dynamic that I spoke about parents being overly protective and worried about children or little ones. So this could, if you don't have kids, this can also be when we think of contemporaries, and then we think of those who are like our juniors or younger than us, or more emotionally set up that way, right? So someone in your life that you've been really like terribly worried about and over. Yeah. Like wanting to control it but can't control it, and that level of anxiety is what I see that is built up. And they're really bringing me to the gut, the belly area. So I would suggest the tapping and Ho'oponopono around this area. Back body as well. Okay? Thank you, Venny, for being here. Okay, Donna. Ooh, lots of health in a row. Okay, Donna. Health. Donna, this one is for Donna Davin, and then Olivia, I hear you that you are stuck. Take all of these in today. Just blast them all out. And then we'll move to Donna Miller. Okay, so Donna Davin with health. Another health one coming up here. First of all, crystals come in really powerfully for you, and my third eye is just like going off. And they're showing me golden crystals as well, which isn't a traditional color of a crystal that you would necessarily see on the third eye, but citrine is a really powerful crystal for the third eye. So I wanted to bring that in for you, Donna, first of all, and then health for you too. Ooh, they went right to the right side. I had to check. I get confused my right from my left, so I'm looking down because I know which hand I write with. So I just imagine I was picking up a pencil. They went right here into my body. Lower back body here. It's where the energy is stored and it can be released for you. And they're also saying blunt force trauma with you, Donna. So I don't know if that resonates for you, but if there was a point in time, maybe, I don't know if you had maybe a car accident or some kind of an injury, and you might have taken on fear of just like bracing yourself kind of energy from that blunt force trauma. So go into that and see where you are still holding dense energies around that. Okay. All right. So going on to Donna Miller, low energy, no motivation. This is a good one. Thank you so much for bringing this into this space, because so many times, and not to diminish what anyone else is bringing into this space, Vivian, my 10-year-old, just flashed in my mind, and she's getting better about it. But when I give the boys some kind of, acknowledgement or attention, she's like, "That, what about me, Mom? What, am I not good?" Excuse me. And all of a sudden, that mom instinct, see, there it is. That mom instinct to keep nobody's feelings get hurt around here. Not to diminish what anyone is bringing in, but the simple desire to have a quantity and a quality of energy and motivation and inspiration in life is huge. And truly, when you have that in your life, for me, that is the stuff, man. I'm running on very few hours of sleep right now. And my energy feels amazing. Now, I can't sustain this a lot and for long periods of time. I definitely need my rest and must take care of myself. But I love what I do. And the projects that I'm working on right now are so exciting. It's like I don't want to sleep. I look forward to waking up. I can't wait to dive into this stuff. So that level of energy and inspiration and motivation is huge in life. And truly, when you have that rocking and rolling for you, there really isn't time for the other shit to come up. There really isn't. There's not time for you to create and waller in your old karma. Because the energy and inspiration that carries creativity when you step into being a creator, and it's really about owning yourself and your blueprint as a creator. We are here in the likeness and image of God, of source energy, the ultimate creator. We think we're all these problem solvers here. We got all these problems to solve. Nah, we're creators. That is one aspect that will tremendously help anyone here who is struggling with motivation or low energy, is to begin to see yourself differently. See yourself as the creator that you are. Donna, they're bringing me very specifically to you. They are talking about a writing project in the 6th grade where you were really proud of what you submitted and did not get the marks that you wanted. And it hurt. And you didn't have the space to embody the hurt and let it move through you, so you stuffed it. So go back and ho'oponopono that. I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you. And do some tapping on that. Hilda, thank you for being here. Work for you. Okay, so Hilda, work for you. What they're saying is that you haven't fully owned what your curiosity and passion is yet. You are still trying to morph it to fit into an acceptable presentation, an acceptable box, an acceptable pill for people to swallow. And there is an aspect of your magic and your light being lineage, your starseed lineage, that wants to come through more dynamically. They're bringing my awareness to lower back body, like right in the center of the back spine. And just breathing into that space, Hilda. Okay, yours looks like it's got parental stuff coming up too. So dynamics that you saw playing out amongst the people who raised you, and how those expectations of what society says, you know, the Norman Rockwell is supposed to look like, and that gap in between of what you experienced and what your expectations were is where you can get in and dig and look and do some clearing work. Okay? All right. We are okay. It's 12:30. We're gonna keep going just a little bit here. I'm gonna go through. We've got a couple financials coming up. Awesome. So Jessica will do your financial, and Sandra will do your financial. Cool. And then we'll do Sujuta and Shelly moving forward. Oh, Ames and Bridget. You're not okay. All right. We're gonna go down to Bridget's comment, and then we're gonna roll out of here. All right. So let's see. I want to go to Jessica Renee, financial for you. Okay, they're bringing you to, bringing my awareness to a young toddler aspect of you in a timeline too, where it feels like there was, this is really interesting. They're showing me that you were very awake and had senses very powerfully intact, and you overheard a lot of financial struggle and fighting that you actually could interpret the language for as a little bitty one, when generally, you know, we don't think of babies as being able to speak or interpret, but you could definitely hear and knew what was going on. And you didn't like it. It was stressful. And so you also shut down the abilities, that ability to hear too. Okay? So bringing the awareness, just going in and forgiving parents, bringing in light, understanding, knowledge, wisdom, love, healing. Ho'oponopono can work for this too, forgiveness, ultimate clearing tool. Even if it doesn't feel like it directly applies of, how does that work necessarily? Just do it. Trust me. It works. Okay? Sandra, we're going to answer the finances for you since we are on that energy of finances. Ooh, yours is right directly in the heart space. Sandra? Yeah, yours has to do with love and self-love, and they're saying she's heard this before and she's tired of hearing it because it's the same message over and over again. She's like, how do I love myself enough already? Loving ourselves when it feels very difficult and we worked on it for a long time, it's a big thing. Okay, there are a lot of reasons that we've taken on to substantiate the belief that we're not lovable, not only from this lifetime, but from previous lifetimes as well. And so I want to honor it can be a struggle. For any of you who are struggling with that, and if you're ready to be done struggling with that, I can walk you through the process of peeling back the layers and releasing those things, but it's process. It's deep work. It's fun work because you're doing it with me. But it takes a very powerful level of commitment and a readiness to accept nothing less than vibrant health, vibrant emotional connection with people, vibrant passion, curiosity, inspiration in life. You have to want that above all else. People who are willing to stay in wherever they are, uncomfortability, and sometimes you got to waller there for a bit. This is a process for people who are ready to say no more. I'm done. Okay? So really dive into that that self-love. And it has to do with mission and understanding yourself and your true mission here on the planet, Sandra, because you have really magical gifts that you haven't explored deeply enough yet to know how they work. Because they are like... Truthfully, I don't know that there are templates on the planet yet to understand how they work. This is about you diving in and exploring and playing with them. Okay? All right, so Lisa, direction for you. Lisa Gudrun Pusser. Just say it, Emily. Okay, fine. I did. They're bringing up a college professor, Lisa, and it's always interesting for me because like when they bring up kids or they bring up a particular person and then show them to me in my energy field, I don't know if he went to college. I don't know if people have kids. So I just have to talk through the process with my elbows a little bit so I can whack my thing. Talk through the process a little bit. Sometimes this is symbolic and sometimes it's really very quite literal. But they were showing me a very deep relationship with a mentor that altered your journey or altered your course in some form or fashion. And I'll be honest, it's not 100% clear. So I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing. And there's an essence or a feeling of you might not have crossed paths with this person. Like this was an opportunity had you taken certain choices in your life to cross paths with this very valuable mentor, but it may not have happened based on choices that were made. And so Spirit's just acknowledging this. They're acknowledging this mentor, this like collegiate level, university level mentor that is a piece to that puzzle in terms of the direction that you're looking for and seeking. Okay, let me know if this is resonating for you guys. Okay, Sujata, we're gonna do health for you. Let's dive in. They're showing me rocks, heavy rocks, and a density. And they're showing me this is interesting because it's in a very natural landscape out by a creek flowing. It feels like a very particular area. I feel like you know this area, and I feel like it's almost like an area where you have gone to grieve and it's been filled with really heavy, dense energy. And so they're just asking you to energetically cleanse that space. Okay? Or recognize, they're saying, and this is what they mean by energetically cleanse that space, recognize this place as not a place where you go to dump your sorrows necessarily, but see it as a literal vortex that transforms the energy that you're bringing and releasing here in the space. Okay? Because it's almost like this place is very directly connected to you personally, to your energetic lines and frequencies, and there's been a blockage there in that space. And when you begin to acknowledge it as this healing vortex of a violet flame transmutation kind of energy, I'm seeing that you'll experience a lot of shift in the health, okay? All right. Shelly, moving forward for you. Shelly, they're bringing diet up very specifically for you, in that the diet needs to shift in order to sustain the energetic frequencies that because you've made a lot of emotional and mental planning in terms of moving forward, and in order to begin to fuel the body and support the body in the behavioral motions and functions that you're going to have to go through to instill those thoughts and emotional plans that you've made, there are changes to support your physical being that need to be made. Okay? For you. All right, Ames, my girl Ames, and then Bridget. And then we got to wrap up because I have a private session at the top of the hour. And thank you guys for giving me all of this good energy, this good warming up, tuning up, getting the senses all nice and crystal clear for my beautiful client that I'll be working with soon. All right, Ames, love and health for you. Love is interesting. What's coming up in love for you is a younger relationship in your, like around 5th-ish grade, but they're showing me it's not like what you would consider to be a typical romantic relationship. It was a friendship. And there was there's some emotional damage and pain from that friendship that is unresolved still. So dive deeply there, look into that. Let me see if there's what's coming up for you for health. It's interesting. How many times have I said that today? Let me see if I can not say that anymore. Okay. What they instantly showed me was a little apple, like a happy apple, one of those toys that you play with when you're a kid, and the belief system that goes along with an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And they are bringing my awareness now to childhood beliefs that you took on about health and about doctors. And there is lots of paradigm shifting about what we believe to be good for us on this planet and how things work. And I'm talking about marriages when I'm talking about what's good for us and how it works. I'm not saying that marriages are bad. I'm saying that the understanding of how 5D soul level relationships work needs some adjustment. The understanding of how all of the ways that we are going to be able to stand in our embodiment and freedom, how that looks differently in the 5D can be substantial to when you compare it to the 3D. And the reason it gets so locked in, these paradigms of belief about truly working for your money is another one of them. Getting a job that will support you and that will pay your bill. No. It's about service-driven mission. How do you show up and contribute in a way that makes you light up and serves other people around you? We don't even know the jobs that we're going to need done. That's why we have to develop all these powerful magical skills so we can figure out how to adapt and create the things that we're going to need in society. The entertainment, the technology, the opportunity to travel together, classes that we're going to want to take, Trust me, we are on the forefront right now of wisdom that every single person on the planet will be craving and knocking on your door if they are not already. Okay? All right. So that idea, and one of them is medicine, to bring that full circle for Ames. Another one of those categories is medicine. And there are a lot of new ages who poo-poo doctors. I might have poo-pooed a Western doctor once or twice. I do not vaccinate my children. We're not going to go into a big platform on how you feel about Eastern versus Western medicine, but there's got to be a bridge in a marriage between the two of them. So for those of us who find ourselves triggered by doctors, perhaps we are learning to melt those areas where we've become rigid through our own experience. And that's what I feel like is coming up for you, Ames. All right, Bridget, thank you guys so much for staying. Bridget, self-worth and self-love. The geographical location that you are in, my dear, is one where the world of the 10,000 things, we will call them, are heavily worshipped and praised. So it's no coincidence that you are there and that you are, because this is like a huge part of your, like the karmic themes that we have over our life. One of my karmic themes is rejection. So self-worth and being able to bring self-worth in an illuminated way to the world of the 10,000 things, to the very material world, is a big job. And this is likely something that you've been, like I said, we're talking about the biggest obstacle standing in your way, something that you've been wrestling with, moving in that energy, that karmic timeline, that cycle for a long time, because you have the power to shift it dynamically. I can see that for sure. Your practice is hugely important. And that's one area where they're bringing your attention is daily practice, because what you have, all of the gifts and the skills and the power and the confidence, everything that you need is within you, but it just must be woken up. And in order to do that, they're just showing me simply you need to quiet down all of the other stuff going on around you and cultivate that space for it to grow. And you simply do that by meditating 20 minutes a day. Exactly what you need to unfold will unfold for you, Bridget, and everyone else who is journeying and opening and expanding in any aspect of your life. Truly, just start meditating every day, guys. If you need some place to start, do that. Trust your own inner wisdom. Invite your own inner guru to come alive, because all of the answers that you need are within yourself. You just have to learn how to get to those levels of consciousness where you can unlock access to the level of knowledge that allows you to witness yourself from unconditional love. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you who need a deeper dive, who are ready to shrink the next 20 years of struggling through the patterns the same way that you have struggled through them for however long you have been here on the planet, you want to shrink that into less than one. There is a new immersion opportunity with me that is going to start in January of 2020. There is very limited space, so the opportunity to start learning about this and to interview for this process is here now. If that is you and you want to learn more, please send me a private message on Facebook. Even if we aren't friends yet, I will check those messages as well so that I can reach out to you and schedule a time to connect more deeply about this opportunity. I love you all. Namaste, and thank you for being here with me.